Oh, why, hello, friends. Hey, got a couple people jumping on right away. Sorry, a little delay. Had it all set up to go, and then I totally deleted the whole title and everything like that. But all right, so yeah, welcome. Hello to people joining in. Oh, what's up, the half elf? What's up, girl? How you doing? And what's up, Susie? Howdy ho. Hey. And what's up, Bernadette? It's good to see you here. Thanks for joining in. Oh, thanks for love. Unlock. Hey, what's up, Muddy? How goes it? Well, welcome, friends. I want to say howdy to all of the live viewers, and hello to the hundreds of thousands of replay viewers that there will be. Here he is in the house. So, all right, we'll wait a couple more people jumping on here. I hope. Oh, what's up? Hey, how you doing, honey? Yeah, beautiful Wednesday evening, and thank you guys for joining me. Today we're talking about some very fun and exciting things. Yes, please do share. Yes, Mr. Muddy, thank you. And actually, yeah, to share on an Android, swipe up, and you can share there. And to share on an iPhone, you can swipe to the right and share that way. Yeah, please share the love. What we're talking about here is some really great, easy, basic things to do. They can really have significant change in one's overall health, because that's what I'm all about. Let's get healthy. Let's get happy. That's how I roll. That's what I do. Yeah, please share. Thank you very much for the shares. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Quinn Takei. I am a doctor of oriental medicine, licensed acupuncturist, Chinese herbalist, holistic health coach. What I have done for the past 18 years or so is just support people in health. I do that in a variety of ways. A really big one is food, helping them, supporting them with nutrition, helping them understand what foods are impacting their health, which ones are helping, which ones are hurting. Acupuncture is a really wonderful source of healing. Chinese herbal medicine, nutritional supplements, and then real big one is lifestyle, helping support them just in lifestyle, understanding patterns that are working for them or not, and basically have the opportunity to sit with huge variety of people and just support them in becoming healthier and happier. And one of the really big first steps that we do is hearts. Thanks very much. Healthfulness. Yeah, it's all about health. And if any of you out there are clients too, you'll know one of the really big things that I am a fan of is really saying that food is medicine or it is poison. It is medicine or it's poison, and in many cases, it's both. So one of the really big first steps with improving health is let's cut out the crap that's impacting you. All right. We could do all kinds of great therapies and get best acupuncture, take the best herbal medicine in the world. You could take the best nutritional supplements in the world. But if you're eating something that's messing with you, you're eating something that your body is recognizing as poison, well, that doesn't help too much. You're going to have problems again. So, yeah, just to give you a little idea, again, my name's Quinn Takei. My office here in Raleigh is the Center Natural Health Specialist, and here's the information on there. Screenshot, and here's my online holistic business, and this is where I can really reach out and connect with people all over the country. So actually all over the world, actually. So here it's online holistic medicine. You can check out my site there. That gives you some more information about kind of what I do and how I do. Obviously in my office I have, acupuncture is a really valuable resource. It's great for so many things. But really, just through the opportunity to work with people online can really get you set up with dietary guidelines, nutritional supplements. Hey, and we can do some additional testing to help uncover things that conventional medicine really doesn't look at. I can use Western labs and look at them with a whole different light that sheds more light on information. So can we do a huge amount from distance as well. Yeah, welcome. Hey, welcome, Lotus Rising. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Thanks for joining. So today we're going to be talking about, this is what we're talking about. Oh, yes. 4 foods to never do. And I love the Mr. Yuck symbol. I totally forgot about that guy until recently. And I don't know if you guys are on Facebook at all, but I just sent out the Mr. Yuck commercial. Mr. Yuck is me. Mr. Yuck is green. I don't know if you saw that. But what I got here, the foods to never eat, it says, I almost never say never unless I do. But sometimes I do. And find out why. So that's what we're talking about today. 4 ultra super big and nasty, completely unnecessary foods that I will strongly encourage you to eliminate from your diet pronto. All right, so let's get into it, okay? Well, first of all, let me start by saying there's all kinds of really messed up, nasty food out there. For sure there is. Yeah, speaking of that, let me share with you 2 thoughts, two things. Is number one is I was watching Olympics last night, and there was an ad for Panera, which Panera is, typically one of the better ones, and they are all proud of themselves. And I'm not dissing Panera because I'm glad they're doing this, but they were talking about, hey, by the end of the year, we're going to have only clean food. All right, which great. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. And they were talking a little bit about food coloring and antibiotics and hormones and stuff like that. And by the end of the year, their food is going to be clean, which means that they're not selling that now. You know that it's that they know that they're selling nasty food, whatever that means. It probably means genetically modified. They didn't really classify what they're meaning by clean, but altered and touched, probably chemicals, probably shot up hormones, antibiotics. Who knows? On the same thing, last night watching the Olympics, I saw a Subway ad, and they were very proud of themselves, saying that we now have antibiotic-free meat. Again, that's great, but then that it has not been, nor is anywhere else. So I'm glad that places are recognizing and they're proud of themselves for going antibiotic-free and clean, but it's just also a statement that the vast majority of food that's out there nowadays simply isn't. So let's get into it. All right, now first of all, I want to say there's a lot of food out there that's just really ultra mega nasty. And of course, there's things that people do on a daily basis which it's better not to. So my list of the 4 foods not to do, it's based on, not only are they nasty, but it's also based on the fact that so many of these foods are easily accessible without this nasty stuff in it. All right, and it's right there on the shelf. It's right there next to the product that has this nasty stuff in it. It just means you got to start looking at labels. You got to pay attention really to what you're eating and choose products that don't have this nasty stuff in it. So to me, one of the really biggest factors in my whole practice and really the way I live my life is this. This is the yin and yang symbol, and it's just the idea that everything's got pros and everything's got cons. And there really is. There's pros to cons to everything. I've had people who smoke, who obviously smoking's nasty and harmful to your health, but in many ways it serves a purpose too. It helps people in some way. So I've had clients that I'm like, let's not try to stop smoking right now. That wouldn't be a good idea. Because everything's got pros and cons. These foods make my list of don't ever eat them because it's completely unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary to do because you can find other products and foods that don't have this nasty stuff in it. And by the way, when I say foods, let me say too that I got foods here in parentheses because to actually call some of these things food is really a stretch. All right, it's really a stretch. So, let's talk about this. All right. So, the number one thing I say, people, you got to cut out. Dun, dun, dun. Number 1, food coloring. All right? Yeah, food coloring, it's got to go. It serves absolutely no good purpose at all. No good purpose at all. It's there to look pretty. It's chemicals. Yeah, if we looked at the actual name of these, yeah, food coloring, brilliant blue, blue number 1, blue number 2, indigo, carmine. Red number 2 is citrus red. That's my favorite. Green number 3 is fast green. Ooh, I like this one. Red number 40, Allura red. Ooh, it sounds so exotic and delicious. We got yellow number 5. Yellow number 6. So basically, if you're looking at a food and it has a number in it, then don't eat it. Okay, that's just bad news. Okay. Red number 40 is my favorite. Allura red. So all of these serve zero purpose other than to make something look good. In the meantime, many studies, research have been found, so many of these are carcinogenic, so many of these are cancer producing. Many of these, probably a lot of you guys know, a really big one found to cause hyperactivity, problems focusing. It's a chemical. It's a nasty chemical it's foreign, and your body's got to process it. So no wonder it's poison. You know, so we're eating this stuff, and our body's going to react to it. It's creating, we're causing tumors. Of course, we eat this, and our brains don't function. You know, in poor kids, you know, you're eating candy. There's none of that crap is, you know, most candy stuff like that stuff in nature doesn't look that way. You know, so they're eating the sugar, they're eating these chemicals, then we expect them to sit still. You know, we expect them to focus, you know, and then they got a problem if they don't. So it's just crazy. So that's number 1. Just cut it out. But you know what's really messed up is like obviously if you're eating cotton candy or something like that, I mean you kind of know you're eating some artificial crap. But a lot of fruits are injected. You know, unfortunately, a lot of oranges are injected with, you know, they're picked, not ripe. They're injected with stuff to make them look good and make them look pretty. And all that dye coloring goes into the food we're eating. So it's very tricky. You know, so not eating organic food, chances are good you're getting exposed to a whole bunch of stuff that you don't want to. That's number 1. Food coloring. Food coloring. Got to cut it from the diet. Nastiness. Number 2. Hydrogenated oil. Okay, number 2, hydrogenated oil. That's got to go. Hey, coffee and games sounds fun. 2 of my favorite things. Hydrogenated oil. So again, this is a manufactured oil. An extra hydrogen atom molecule has been added to the molecule chain, and basically the purpose of that is to make stuff creamy. Okay, to make it smooth. As a result, it's in everything. It's like, one of the real big notorious things that you know hydrogen oil got a lot of recognition for is margarines, stuff like that, stuff that's creamy. But you see hydrogen oil in everything. Crackers, you find it in tortillas. So again, none of these foods you're going to come encounter with if you're not eating processed food. All right, none of these things we're going to talk about, and we'll get back to that. But hydrogenated oil, so this is an oil, like you can buy tortillas that are made out of hydrogenated oil, and you can buy tortillas that aren't. That's why this list, it makes my list, because there's no purpose for it. Foods that this is in are readily available with it out in it. So yeah, I like some tortillas, but you know, you have a vast majority, like Mission tortillas, and like a vast majority of most of the stuff you find in common grocery stores, it's got hydrogenated oil in it. Take a look. Crackers, bread, obviously all kinds of spread stuff, you know, stuff that is supposed to be creamier in nature. A lot of it's got nasty oil in it. So one of the reasons why this is bad is because this really does like a double punch on cholesterol levels, and as a result, creating inflammation as well as inhibiting our natural ability to fight inflammation. So with cholesterol, we got good cholesterol and we got bad cholesterol, okay? Good cholesterol is the stuff that makes sure it cleans up the bad cholesterol. It helps make sure it's all moving well through our veins. It also acts as a great natural anti-inflammatory. Bad cholesterol, that's the crap that like gets stuck on the inside the arterial walls, forms blockages, narrows our blood flow, can break off, causing clots, aneurysms, embolisms, all kinds of stuff. So what hydrogenated oil does is it raises the bad cholesterol while at the same time decreases the good cholesterol. All right. So it's like a double punch to your own body's ability to maintain and govern cholesterol levels, as well as then having impact on generally producing more inflammation and decreasing your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes. Okay, so yeah, just basically just don't do this. Now, another thing we really want to thank the FDA for is that technically nowadays that companies can label things as having no trans fats or hydrogenated oil with less than, as long as it has 0.5 grams of hydrogenated oil in it. Why? Why this? And it's all business and industry. If it has hydrogenated oil in it, then just say it has hydrogenated oil in it. Okay? Don't even get me started on the whole labeling thing. I'm gonna get irate. I gotta have some periscopes coming up about that because. Okay. Deep breath. Okay. So anyway, the FDA sucks, and things that have hydrogenated oil in it, they can now say doesn't. So just read the labels, please. Read the labels. Don't trust no hydrogenated oil on the cover. Read the back. All right, let's rock on, shall we? The third food to never do. Dun, dun, dun. High fructose corn syrup. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup. Stuff's in everything. Really, it's in everything. Some of probably the biggest offenders are going to be soft drinks. All right, I mean that's everywhere. It's in candy. It's in any type of sweeteners for the most part. It's in cereal. It's just everywhere. High fructose corn syrup is made from corn. Okay, in the process of making it though, it creates, it's used and basically it has a byproduct of mercury. So yeah, mercury that it's heavy metals. Not only that, but nothing metabolizes. That type of sugar metabolizes faster in your body than any other sugar. So it's just like it's exponentially sweeter than sugar, and it's just like a huge rush of sugar right into your system. It's fabricated. It's created. Now your body has to react to it. Really, it plays a big problem in it. It's found to disrupt hormone receptors. A really big one is it messes with hormone receptors, and then it like shuts off our ability to feel satiated. To the signals that go off in our head that say, yeah, I feel good, I'm satiated, and I've had enough. So then you're looking at people that are doing like burgers with bread that probably have high fructose corn syrup in it, let alone hydrogenated oil. Hell, probably shot up with dyes to make it look good, antibiotics to make it last. Then they're drinking these Cokes. Oh yeah, it's all so messed up. I had no idea it messed with horns. Yeah. And then they're drinking soft drinks, and you're just eating this nasty food that doesn't have any nutritional value, that's just full of fat and crap and sugar, and then you shut off your normal brain's ability to be like, I'm good, I've had enough. So you go and you go and you go. And by the way, that food is created to do that. That stuff, fast food, it's created to do that. It is created food. That food does not exist. It is manufactured. It is designed and made to mess with you so that you want more and more, and you buy more and you buy more. No more high fructose corn syrup and no more hot flashes. Thank you for sharing. Yes. So people get on this cycle that they eat bad, and then you do more and you do more and you do more. It's horrific. So that's number 3. High fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. Again, in my office, everything's got pros and cons. And the way I work with clients is I really, we look at you and your life and try to make balance. But I do got some things that I will quickly encourage clients to move to. And a big one is cutting out these 4 things, and then like soda, stuff like that. That's where you're going to find this kind of crap. Artificial coloring, high fructose corn syrup serves no good purpose in life. Yeah, so there are some things I quickly move people to make changes with right away. So these are some of them. All right, and the last one here is number 4, artificial sweeteners. Oh yeah, artificial sweeteners. Okay. These have got to go. I mean, hell, if you have to drink a Coke, Not that anybody has to. But man, make it a real one that actually like has sugar in it, opposed to this. You know what's fascinating is in Europe, like Coke looks the same, but when you read the label, 100% different, completely different ingredients. You know, here, main ingredient, high fructose corn syrup. Well, probably water, then high fructose corn syrup. But there, it's sugar. You know, and I remember, I don't know if it was too long ago, and I'm not too down with what Coke does and doesn't do. I mean, I really don't know, but I think they were all proud of themselves because they were like, now had Coke with sugar. Wow, that's great. You know, yeah, with caramel coloring, yeah, carcinogenic. But artificial sweeteners, yeah, this got to go. Okay, so here's the deal with artificial sweeteners. We've got a couple main artificial sweeteners out there. Big one is aspartame. Okay, and that's in almost all diet drinks. That's in gum. That's in pretty much anything that says sugar free. Pretty much means it's going to have aspartame or one of these in it. Basically, things that have very clearly been documented to be a causative factor of aspartame. Okay, I got a thought. I got to share with you. I invite you to go to my website. Actually, either one. I think this article is on there. I wrote an article on aspartame itself, on how aspartame came into being, on the effects it does. It's the center, NHS.com. If you go there, you'll find it. You could probably just go into the search thing and find aspartame. And then also, if you go to onlineholisticmedicine.com, and again, go into search and just type in aspartame. I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about aspartame. It is my understanding that aspartame came out by the FDA. It was actually manufactured by a company, J.D. Sears, I think is the name of it, and they had put it in repeatedly by the FDA to try to get it passed as an artificial sweetener, and repeatedly it was shut down, saying no, this is bad, this is not food, this is bad, this is leading to all kinds of variety of problems. Donald Rumsfeld was then recruited by that company to get the product passed. The day after he was put in office by Ronald Reagan, aspartame passed. Is it fact? Is it fiction? I invite you to do the research. Shut down repeatedly by the FDA. Rumsfeld hired, and I do believe that, from what I understand, he made a $2 million thank you commission, something like that. I don't know if I got all the facts straight, but it's something like that. But he was hired by J.D. Sears to get it passed. The day he got into office, suddenly aspartame became legal. Okay? So, food for thought. I can go on and on. All right, anyway. Yeah, so documented effects of aspartame: headaches, fibromyalgia, anxiety, memory loss, arthritis, abdominal pain, nausea, depression, palpitations, irritable bowel syndrome, seizures, neurological disorders, vision problems, brain tumors, and weight gain. It goes on and on. I mean, it's been said that this clears from the body, but the way it breaks down, it creates formaldehyde in the body that often sticks around in the kidneys and in your liver, often in the brain. So yeah, I've got all kinds of great attributes to it. Aspartame you'll find is NutraSweet, and it's equal. NutraSweet I think is the pink one maybe, and equal I think is the blue one, the artificial sweetener. I don't do these. I'm not entirely sure. The next one is saccharin. All right, so saccharin is sweet and low. This was banned by the FDA, and then they actually did let it back in. Yeah, anyway, this has been reported side effects: nausea, diarrhea, skin problems, inflammatory, creating allergy problems. Clearly a big contributing factor in bladder cancer in rats. On and on and on. Okay. Next one, big one, is Splenda. This is sucralose. Okay, Splenda, that's the yellow one. This is probably one of their most commonly seen one. People use this a lot that I've seen in my clinic. I also at restaurants, stuff like that. This is a big one, causing headaches, muscle pain, stomach cramping, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndromes, bladder issues, skin irritations, dizziness, exacerbating inflammation. All right. One of the really big factors with this is actually a study by Duke found that sucralose or Splenda significantly reduces healthy intestinal bacteria. All right. Significantly reduces and has a big impact on healthy intestinal bacteria. This is such a really, really big critical factor. Those of you that are clients know that I'm so big on healthy gut bacteria. I am going to be doing some talks on this in the future. To me, and this is an enormous topic, and I don't want to get too much into that, but it is that the healthy gut bacteria is our main. It is critical for healthy digestion, and our digestive process is 85% of our immune function. So that gut bacteria and the ability for that to have a healthy digestive function is critical for all immune health. That's why I'm such a huge advocate for probiotics. Actually, I got a big talk coming up. Please join in for that on July 18th at 1:30. I'm doing a talk that I've done this in the past. I just want to reiterate this because to me it's so critical on probiotics, and I entitle it the most essential supplement and the biggest waste of money. And it is both. There's so much crap out there, but probiotics really are essential. We'll get back to that. But anyway, going back to Splenda, the negative impacts of that on one's gut cannot be understated. It is so important. It is so critical. So here we go. Any questions out there at all from my live viewers? You guys got any questions? I know I'm kind of rolling through this information pretty quick. Anyone? Bueller. So we got stevia. Is stevia bad? Great question. No, actually, while I in general am an advocate of just avoiding sweeteners I am an advocate of avoiding sweeteners altogether. Like really, like I encourage people to get used to like food the way it actually tastes. You know, like what does a cup of black coffee taste like, or what does like unsweet tea taste like? Of course, you might be lucky, hard to find that here in the South, sweet tea. But you know, a lot of times people, you know, when they first come in as clients, you know, I've seen people and they're drinking all kinds of like all kinds of sweeteners. They're using the artificial crap, you know. And as we move to experiencing food the way it actually originally tastes, you know, they're like, oh my God, I can't ever believe I used to put sugar in my coffee, or I can't believe I ever drank soft drinks. Oh, the stuff tastes horrible now. I can't even stand it. So certainly our palates 100% can change. And typically I encourage clients to move to unsweetened stuff if possible. But back to stevia. So stevia is a plant. It's plant-based, and I am good with that. I really am. It doesn't have all kinds of the negative effects that you're going to find with these other artificial sweeteners. Again, stevia, it's a plant. It comes from nature. So I am okay with that. Erythritol. Good question, Lotus Rising. Erythritol. Yeah, not a big fan, but not emphatically opposed, like stay away. So that's sugar alcohols. Certainly a much better, again, I will encourage clients, just don't do it. Like really, just if you can, just don't do it. But sugar alcohols is a better sweetener if one must do it. However, at the same time, sugar alcohols are linked to causing a lot of digestive distress. All right, so you do more of it. A lot of people do experience gas, bloating, belching, sometimes looser stools, diarrhea, things like that. So not a big fan, but at least the way that these other things impact digestive function, immunological function, cognitive function, it doesn't make my list of like, stay away. All right. So again, I want to review these. So again, I mean, I will say too, to classify these as foods that's a stretch because it's not food. This is manufactured crap. Okay, none of this stuff comes from nature. Okay, it's created food. It's so I don't even know if you can call it food, but and again, so you're only going to come in contact with these things if you're eating processed food. If one's eating food the way nature intended it, like stuff from the earth, like the way it grows on trees. None of this is an issue. Zero is an issue. The only time it's an issue is if you're eating something that comes from a box. If you're eating food that's manufactured, if you're eating something that's created. Not saying that necessarily you can't find half decent processed food, because there is some that's out there. But for the most part, if you're eating processed food, it is created to look good, to taste good, and to last. And that typically means some good stuff's been taken out and some crap's been put in. Typically more elevated levels of sugar, preservatives, sweeteners, sodium, stuff to make it look good, stuff to make it taste good, stuff to make it last. All right. So, yeah. So if one wants to eat clean, like Panera's making a move to, hooray. If you want to eat clean, meaning really decreasing processed food, don't eat crap that comes out of a bag or a box. Take control of your health. Don't eat manufactured, created food. That this is a non-issue. But if you're gonna do it, hey, what's up? Not before 7, coming in just in time. So yeah, again, to recap and in summary, number 1, food coloring. Carcinogenic, creates tumors. You are late, but you're here. Better late than never, girlfriend. Carcinogenic. Number 1, food coloring. Number 2, hydrogenated oil. Big double punch to cholesterol and our ability to govern inflammatory levels. Number 3, high fructose corn syrup. Oh, you like my little drama here with the high fructose corn syrup. Yes. And number 4, artificial sweeteners. Again, all these things only existing in processed and prepared food. If you make a move to eating clean, eating stuff out of box. Yes, thank you, Mary, not before 7. It's a hard one. You really need to read labels. Yes, you do. And again, if you're reading a label, again, you're eating created food. Good question about stevia. Actually, somebody just asked that question, and I just replied to that. You can check out the replay. But in general, no, I'm good with stevia. I'm good with stevia. Yeah, so how do you avoid these? Well, again, by eating clean, okay? By not eating stuff not eating stuff in a box, eating stuff as the way nature intended it. And then if you're going to, because again, it is a little challenging to get away from all processed food. Agave, I'll get back to that in a second. It is challenging to avoid all processed food. Not that one necessarily needs to, nor is all processed food, again, like inherently bad for you. But this is where reading labels really, really comes in handy. And again, the reason why I selected these 4 things that I'm really down on, because again, I do recognize the pros and cons of all things. We got the yin and yang of all things. Everything's got their pros and everything's got their cons, with the exception of a couple things. And the reason why these are on my list is because they are readily available on most shelves without it. Again, instead of buying cereal that's loaded up with this artificial crap, buy it that's not. Again, if you're going to drink a Coke, not that anybody needs to, but please drink a real one that has sugar versus a fake one with aspartame or, sorry, I think we need Cooking with Dr. Quinn. I do intend to put together some cooking periscopes. Call me Julia Child. I do intend that. Sorry, go back. What was the thing I was talking about? Oh yeah, instead of drinking a Coke with sugar and high fructose corn syrup, drink a real one. This is horrible. Nobody has time. Nobody needs that. Again, if you're gonna eat crackers with hydrogenated oil, look on the label. Find one that doesn't. And as you first start reading labels, it can be like, oh my God, I'm here forever. But only in the beginning is it challenging, because you start to learn like, well, this brand is good and that brand is crap, and this one tons of hydrogenated oil, this one doesn't, or this, you start to learn that. So now at one time where I'd go into a grocery store, and so I'm the shopper and I'm the chef in our house, and my wife knows, like, if I'm looking at something new, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to spend time and I'm going to read labels, because it is a priority to me to feed me and my wife and my children well. I'm going to, and I'm not going to give them crap. Now we got, there's yin and yang, all things. We got all kinds of vices and leniencies and allowances, but basically we really do try to eat well and eat clean. And in time you just learn, oh, this is good and this is not good. So, yeah, and then basically shopping becomes easier and easier, and you just are more aware of what you're putting in your body and how it's making you feel. So, um, great, thank you. Okay, and that's okay, Mary. It's good. And let me go back to your question about agave. Agave is a great sweetener, very sweet. It does come from cactus. Well, actually, the plant. It is very sweet. It is natural-ish, but agave is getting a little bit of a bad rap for it being eating it having a byproduct with exposure to heavy metals. And I'm not exactly sure the process of this, but I do think it's in the extraction process and the way it breaks down in the body that it really basically it turns out to be not so good for you. Yeah, so there's definitely some mixed reviews that's on that as well. So, my verdict on that really isn't out entirely yet. There's always new information that's coming and developing, and I'm sure that my list of foods never to do is going to grow as I learn more as well. But for now, that's the way it is. I wanted to share this with you. I thank all you live viewers out there. I want to thank all of you replay viewers as well. I do, and again, I touched base on this a little bit. I really invite everybody to join me for some of these talks that I have coming up. Here, you can take a little screenshot of this. This is my upcoming talks, and again, all this, of course, is on my Facebook page and also my newsletter if you subscribe to that. Screenshot, chick. But yeah, I have The Truth About Vitamins. That's on Monday, July 11th. Vitamins is such a big topic. It really is about, do we need them, don't we need them, how do I find a good one, what to look for, what not to look for. It varies immensely. Next one, July 14th, Total Health in 3.5 Factors. I'll explain why. Really, you could break it down all into 3.5 factors. Really big one that I am very passionate about. Shoot me an email and you can get on my newsletter. Thanks for asking. Yeah, send me an email. Actually, that's probably the best way. You can and that's on my website. Sorry, I'll give you that again in a second. A really big one that I'm very, very animate about and an advocate about. Probiotics. This is on July 18th. Probiotics, the most essential supplement and the biggest waste of money, and it's both. So much junk out there. Wednesday, July 20th. Remove one word from your vocabulary to change your life. What could it be? What could it be? But really, language creates our reality. It really does. And by really paying attention to the language you use, we can really change perceptions, which then changes our reality. All right. So, I invite you to join me. That's going to be July 20th. On August 2nd, Acupuncture Explained. All right. So, I've got a lot of clients out there, and I know some of you guys. I know where some are around, some of you are across the country. But I want to have an opportunity to really explain acupuncture to people. It is an amazing, incredibly effective, very safe health modality. And it can be so advantageous for so many things. And I just want to give everyone, people have heard about it, and it involves needles and stuff like that, but would like to take an opportunity just to really explain to you kind of how it works, why it works, even give you a little demonstration of what this looks like. That way you have a little bit more better idea about what it is and that, when it might be appropriate for some of the things that you or one of your loved ones got going on. So these are the classes that I got lined up here in the very near future. I'm going to be adding more and more to it all the time. Of course, I'm going to always known to do a couple impromptu ones here and there. And again, I'm here for you. I work with people. I am here to be of service. It is my goal. It's my intent just to provide people with information to improve the quality of their lives. So many people, they do live with a decreased quality of life, and it just doesn't have to be that way. It really just doesn't. And by looking at things from a different perspective, really starts to shed light and insight into some problems that people are experiencing, and really provide some realistic, in many cases, easy solutions to Thank you. To govern and take control of your health. All right. So I'm here for you. So if though you guys you got things you want to learn about, things that you're wondering about, things you have questions about, please let me know. Here again is my information and contact stuff. You can get me here. This is my clinic in Raleigh. We do a wide variety of holistic and natural health things here, and that's the website and the contact information. And then you can also reach me for my online holistic information is right here. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you take some of this information. I hope that at a minimum you really start to be mindful of what we're putting in, what you're putting in your body. Really start reading labels and taking accountability for you and your health. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your day to hopefully learn a little bit more. Today we talked about this 4 foods to never eat. Let me flip that around so we can have it. Isn't that great? Got to give it up for Mr. Yuck. 4 foods to never do, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you guys very much for being here today. And check me out online, become Facebook friends with me, and that way you can keep in touch with all the other fun and exciting talks and information that I got going on, okay? Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you. Stop broadcast. It's not stopping.